Bonjour à tous. Nous allons commencer. Je souhaiterais maintenant
Okay, that's good. So we have a few announcements. Two collectibles have been prepared for this conference, a Scouts camp and a special silver coin, which you can see here. The stamp you can find at the Slovenian Post stand at the Cupola foyer, and the coin is in the Scout shop. We still had 75 headphones missing last night, so once again, please return them after finishing the plenary sessions. You will not need them today for the breakout sessions, as they will be either in English or the other languages. So we expect your headphones back before lunch. Last but not least, we have 4 birthday boys and girls here with us today. Hannah from the World Scout Bureau, Abdullah Alaska from Saudi Arabia, Melissa Martins Casagrande from Brazil, and Miriam Heidelberger Kaufmann from CEST. Happy birthday.
Merci Nina.
Thank you very much, Nina. And now we're going to move on to the vote on the 16th World Scout Moot. And before we start, I would like to take advantage of this opportunity on behalf of the World Scout Committee to thank both candidates for their efforts, Hungary and Ireland, which have presented two exceptional proposals. I invite you to give them a hand. Thank you very much. And I now turn to Jim Sharp, who's going to explain us what the voting procedure is going to be. Jim.
Chairman, may I ask the tellers, please, to come forward? So far, I see 2 tellers. I think that's enough for this particular ballot. Unless there are any other tellers in the room, we appointed 4. We shall now proceed with the vote on the 16th World Scout Moot. In your voting kit, you have this green voting paper. In accordance with the rules of procedure, each delegation has 6 votes, which it may assign as it chooses. You may choose to allocate all 6 of your votes to one candidate, or split your votes between the candidates. Please be careful when completing your ballot paper, as any ballot paper which appears to indicate 7 or more votes shall be deemed null and void. I'll now wait just for a few minutes while you make sure that you have completed your ballot paper, but also show to you the ballot box. And I'm about to ask, it's a box with 2 holes, one on each side of it, that is large enough for you to deposit your green paper in there. I'm not putting my sample in, and I'm showing you it's empty. I will now entrust this to the tellers to make sure it remains empty until I do the roll call. I now start the roll call. Algeria, Angola, Argentina, Armenia, Australia, Austria, Azerbaijan, Bahamas, thank you. I've just been asked a question. You write in the number of votes that you are casting for the candidates. You can write in 1 or 2, but show the number of votes that you are casting. Please do not just put a cross. That does not indicate to us whether you are casting 6 votes or fewer than 6 votes. Proceeding with the roll call, Bahamas, Bahrain, Bangladesh, Barbados, Belarus, Belgium, Belize, Benin, Bolivia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Botswana, Brazil, Brunei Darussalam, Bulgaria, Burundi, Cambodia, Cameroon, Canada, Chad, Chile, Scouts of China, Colombia, Costa Rica, Côte d'Ivoire, Croatia, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Denmark, Ecuador, Egypt, Estonia, Ethiopia, Fiji, Finland, France, Georgia, Germany, Ghana, Greece, Grenada, Guatemala, Guyana, Haiti, Hong Kong, Hungary, Iceland, India, Indonesia, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Jamaica, Japan, Kazakhstan, Kenya, Republic of Korea, Kuwait, Latvia, Lebanon, Lesotho, Liberia, Libya, Liechtenstein, Lithuania, Luxembourg, the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, Madagascar, Malaysia, Maldives, Malta, Mexico, Republic of Moldova, Monaco, Mongolia, Montenegro, Mozambique, Namibia, Nepal, Netherlands, New Zealand, Nicaragua, Nigeria, Norway, Oman, Pakistan, Panama, Papua New Guinea, Paraguay, Peru, Philippines, Poland, Portugal, Qatar, Romania, Russian Federation, Rwanda, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Saudi Arabia, Senegal, Republic of Serbia, Sierra Leone, Singapore, Slovakia, Slovenia, South Africa, Spain, Sri Lanka, Sudan, Suriname, Swaziland, Sweden, Switzerland, Tajikistan, United Republic of Tanzania, Thailand, Togo, Trinidad and Tobago, Turkey, Uganda, Ukraine, United Arab Emirates, United Kingdom, United States, Uruguay, Zimbabwe. Mr. Chairman, I think the voting is complete. The tellers will now proceed to remove the ballot box. The tellers should decide, but I think we put it in. The tellers will now remove the ballot box and count the ballots, and we will return as quickly as possible with the results. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Merci, Jim.
Thank you, Jim. And we now have the Messengers of Peace session. I would like to invite Peter Illig to the podium.
Moon, the Scouts of Slovenia held the award ceremony for their Messengers of Peace photo exhibit entitled Youth in Nature. The mayor of Ljubljana shared that this city, this wonderful host city, is one of the safest and greenest in the world. Interestingly, the majority of Messengers of Peace projects that are posted by Scouts on scout.org relate to environmental issues, giving testament to what most concerns them. Today's very interesting Messengers of Peace project comes from the Asia-Pacific region, and to introduce the project from Indonesia is Brata Harjosobruto.
Thank you. Thank you, Peter. Very good morning, brothers and sisters in Scouting. We, Scouts Indonesia, Gerakan Pramuka, are proud to present to you one of our 11 Messengers of Peace projects since 2011. The project called Coral Reef Conservation in the seawaters of Situbondo Beach in East Java, Indonesia. Coral Reef Conservation Project ran by a group of Indonesian Sea Scouts in East Java. The group recruited and trained 26 adult members and youth from the surroundings on how to dive safely, and later they become certified divers. Within the period of 4 months, starting in mid-February to mid-June 2012, the new divers planted more than 160 artificial coral reefs in the seabed, 500 meters from the beach, 5 to 8 meters under the seawater surface. The project spends $17,000 and gives social and economic impact to the surroundings, including increasing income to the 1,900 local traditional fishermen, as well as 750,000 tourists and visitors who enjoys more excitement in the area. The objectives of the projects are threefold: to support ecotourism as part of sustainable protection and preservation coral reef ecosystems, increase awareness and understanding and knowledge of living coral reef ecosystems, and also strengthen grassroots community-based joint effort with Scouts to protect coral reef ecosystem. The project's impacts are now fishermen enjoys more fishes around the coastal area, and tourists and visitors enjoy beautiful scenery of coral reef with more colorful fishes around the snorkeling, by snorkeling or diving. Thank you for Messengers of Peace for trusting Gerakan Pramuka Indonesia, and we look forward to continue the project become sustainable one. Now, let's enjoy the 3 minutes video on the Coral Reef Conservation Project of Scouts Indonesia, Gerakan Pramuka. Thank you very much.
Los arrecifes de coral representan algunos de los ecosistemas de mayor diversidad biológica del planeta, albergando aproximadamente
Un petit problème technique.
There's a small technical hitch.
Nous patientons un peu.
Let's just wait for a few seconds. Here we go.
Los arrecifes de coral representan algunos de los ecosistemas de mayor diversidad biológica del planeta, albergando aproximadamente el 25% de las especies marinas que existen hoy en día. Sin embargo, actividades humanas como el desarrollo de las zonas costeras, la pesca excesiva con métodos destructivos y la contaminación han contribuido a una pérdida global de más del 10% de estos valiosos ecosistemas. Y el cambio climático contribuirá aún más a la degradación de los corales en las próximas décadas. Los Scouts submarinos, pertenecientes a la asociación Scout Gerakan Pramuka Indonesia, desarrollan un proyecto llamado Scouts Coral Restoration, con el apoyo de la Fundación Scout Mundial mediante el Fondo de Apoyo de Mensajeros de la Paz. Durante las actividades que se desarrollaron en febrero de 2012, los participantes Scout, junto a jóvenes no Scout de la zona, aprendieron a bucear obteniendo el certificado Open Water Diver de la Asociación Indonesia de Deportes Subacuáticos, el cual los acredita como buceadores en aguas abiertas, al mismo tiempo que realizaron talleres sobre la reconstrucción y conservación de los arrecifes de coral, aumentando su sensibilización con el medio ambiente submarino. En marzo de 2012, también realizaron un taller con la ayuda del experto del Instituto Tecnológico relacionado con la siembra y la conservación de los arrecifes de coral, adquiriendo así nuevas habilidades bajo el agua y ampliando su conocimiento científico. Además de la formación y el taller, los miembros del proyecto Scout Coral Restoration también realizaron acciones concretas para el desarrollo de los arrecifes de coral artificiales. El objetivo es poder plantar bajo el agua 40 bloques de 100 corales y se realizará en 4 veces y en 4 niveles. Para aquellos que quieran participar en el buceo y la plantación de los arrecifes en vivo, pueden visitar Pasir Putih en las costas de Indonesia. Al igual que los Scouts de Indonesia, que son las nuevas generaciones de la nación, también los buenos Scouts vamos a amar y cuidar los océanos para crear la paz y un mundo mejor. porque somos scouts, mensajeros de la paz.
Thank you. John Neesmith is now going to give us a presentation on the Scout strategy.
I hope you had a wonderful evening with our host last night in such a multicultural event. It surely was great. I hope you're all awake now. I'm pleased to make this presentation. My name is John Naismith, and I'm the chairman of our Strategic Path Working Group and a member of the World Scout Committee. The theme for this year's conference is Shaping Our Common Future, and I'm here today to talk about just that, the new proposed Strategy for Scouting, or Vision 2023. But before I present the proposed new vision, I would like to take a few minutes to give you some background information as to why a new vision is being proposed. At the 2011 World Scout Conference in Brazil, a resolution was adopted asking to clarify the different components of the current strategic framework, evaluate the strategy, and develop a clear and focused strategy for the world bodies. As an answer to this resolution, our strategic path became one of the 4 priority areas for the triennium, and an OSP working group was appointed. To keep all NSOs informed on the development in the area, we visited all regional conferences during the triennium, starting with 2012 in Angola. Our first big task to clarify WSM's strategic framework. The first steps towards establishing a strategic framework for World Scouting were undertaken at the 1988 World Scout Conference in Melbourne, Australia. We then looked at the work that had been done between 1988 and 2011, mapping out the different steps. This included an analysis of conference resolutions, World Scout Committee decisions, works of the different task forces, World Scout Bureau publications, and talking to the various decision makers at the time. All this resulted in a report to the World Scout Committee, which was also later distributed to all of our NSOs. The second point in the resolution asked for an evaluation of our strategic framework. Had we achieved what was set out? We could establish that there had been many initiatives regarding the evaluation along the way, but in reality, very few yielded actual results. In other words, there wasn't enough material to answer this question properly. So, based on this information, the World Scout Committee decided to focus on analyzing the current situation instead. What I mean is by doing a situational analysis of WSM. As our core business is young people, the resolution also asks for the evaluation to include an analysis of the trends and needs of young people. To answer this question, a global youth trends analysis was done together with all the regions. This report was also presented to the World Scout Committee and then later distributed to the NSOs. Some of the main outcomes of the global youth trends analysis were high unemployment rates and concern about NEET, which stands for neither in education, employment, or training. There's a higher enrollment rates at all levels of education. Obesity among young people is on the rise. Online interaction is the main channel of communication today. And youth are increasingly mobile, both locally and internationally. These trends need to be kept in mind with scouting as well, to ensure that we offer a youth program that is relevant. Part of the evaluation was then looking at the mission of Scouting, and I'll read it. To contribute to the education of young people through a value system based on the Scout Promise and Law, to help build a better world where people are self-fulfilled as individuals and play a constructive role in society. This mission statement still encompasses what Scouting is all about, concluding that there is no need for revision. But we also then looked at the current vision statement. It was adopted in 2002, 12 years ago. So it is now time for a revision, as the vision should point the way forward. It also includes the phrase, "We see Scouting entering its second century," which could be interpreted as having a horizon of 2007. Having reviewed all this information, the World Scout Committee decided in March of 2013 to develop a new vision statement with a horizon of 2023. So why is strategic planning important? Why did the World Scout Committee propose to develop a new vision? Simply put, strategic planning is all about setting a direction for the movement, knowing where we want to go and how we are going to get there. And why is this important? It ensures that everything we do supports our mission, that of educating young people to become self-fulfilled individuals who play a constructive role in our society. For without a strategic framework, we run the risk of spending our time, efforts, and resources on the wrong things. So what are the different elements of the strategy for Scouting? What do we mean by mission, vision, and strategic priorities? Well, our mission defines our core purpose, our raison d'être, what Scouting is all about. The vision is about looking to the future and dreaming big. Where do we want to go? How can we become even better? And the strategic priorities tells us what to focus on in order to achieve our vision. Together, these three elements, mission, vision, and strategic priorities, form our strategy for Scouting. It is very important for Vision 2023 to be a vision that everyone in the movement can relate to and support. To achieve that, all the different levels of the organization were involved in the process. In November of 2013, a workshop was held together with world and regional representatives. The outcome of this workshop was the first draft version and the 6 strategic priorities. This proposal was then sent out to the regions for feedback and endorsement. Based on this feedback, an updated proposal was discussed and approved by the World Scout Committee in March 2014, 6 months ago. After that, the proposal was then sent back to all the NSOs for input and feedback. And a final proposal was distributed in Conference Document 6, which you should all have. So, without further ado, this is the proposed Vision 2023. By 2023, Scouting will be the world's leading educational youth movement, enabling 100 million young people to be active citizens, creating positive change in their communities based on shared values. Now, let's break this down a bit. What do the different parts mean? By 2023, it refers to when the vision should be achieved. It sets a clear deadline, 3 triennia after this conference. Scouting will be the world's leading educational youth movement, about being recognized as the leading, most influential youth movement worldwide. And it affirms that education is our core business. Enabling 100 million young people, our quantifiable ambition to grow significantly over this period. By setting the number, we have an aspiration to strive towards and to rally behind. To be active citizens, creating positive change in their communities. The ultimate goal at the grassroots level, changing both local and global communities. In other words, think globally, act locally. And based on shared values, reminds us that everything Scouting does is based on our shared values, which unite us around the world. So there you have it, our proposed new Vision 2023. So how do we achieve this vision? Linked to it are 6 strategic priorities: youth engagement, educational methods, diversity and inclusion, social impact, communications and relations, and governance. These are the areas that should be our focus over the next 9 years in order to achieve the vision. And for each strategic priority, a number of objectives are defined. These do not form part of the formal strategy for Scouting, but rather are examples and support for the World Scout Committee when developing the triennial plans. One of the important lessons learned during this process is the need to measure progress and doing follow-up along the way. If not, it is difficult to know if we are moving in the right direction. We recommend this be done by developing key performance indicators. Align the strategy work of world and regional bodies. Align our triennial plans and support the implementation on the NSO level. In other words, the strategy process is a continuous cycle with our national Scout organizations at the core. For Vision 2023 to become a reality, it needs to be supported and embraced on all levels. And as the slide shows, it's like infinity. Once we have the approval, we move to the structural changes and work around and continue. Once we have the strategy in place, we implement and then map out the next steps to keep developing as a movement. This is an ongoing process, which will be fully reviewed in 2023. No plan is forever static. You will now have the opportunity to discuss this proposal a little bit more in depth during our breakout sessions. Tomorrow, there will be a short report in plenary based on these discussions. Friday, the proposal will be subject to a vote. I hope you all have good discussions at the sessions and that you take this opportunity to positively the effect of Scouting. Thank you very much.
Merci, John.
Thank you, John.
Nous avons maintenant quelques
Now
informations.
we have some practical pieces of information for the breakout sessions on the strategy for Scouting, which follow this session. I'd like to ask David Berg to give us these pieces of information.
We'll start right after the coffee break, which is at 10:30. It would be very much appreciated if you could all arrive on time, as we have many facilitators who have prepared hard for these sessions. The sessions will be offered in all 5 WUSM languages, with 6 groups in English, 1 in French, 1 in Spanish, 1 in Arabic, and 1 in Russian. If you haven't signed up for a group yet, please have a look at the lists outside of the plenary and join one that is not yet full. The groups are spread all over the building and the different breakout groups, so if you see too many people in one group, just please move along to one of the other groups. On the slide which is shown now, you can see which session is in which room.
Je vous laisse quelques minutes pour apprécier et de vous retrouver.
Yes, I just give you a few minutes
Merci,
in order
David.
for you to look at the board.
Nous attendons
Thank
d'un
you,
moment à
David.
l'autre
We
le résultat
are
du
waiting for the results of
mondial.
the vote for the World Scout Moot. Jim Sharp is going to give us the results. Dear friends, we were going to put this on the screen, but I have to give you myself orally the results of the winner for the moot. Hungary received 304 votes. Hungary, 304 votes. Ireland received 350 votes. Ireland, 350. 350. I hope that you are applauding me. Are you applauding me because I haven't told you who's the winner? On behalf of the World Committee, I have the pleasure of announcing that the World Scout Moot will take place in 221 in Ireland. Thank you. Well, congratulations to Ireland. Now we're going to have a coffee break. The working sessions, the breakout sessions on the strategy will start at 10:30. Thank you and have a good coffee break.